Hello everyone, warm welcome to our next session. So this is our episode 6 for Node.js, and in our previous episode we understood about what are events and how do we react to those events, right? And now we will bring in another part of the story, which is buffer, right? We will try to understand what are buffer in Node.js, and then in our next seventh episode we would then bring events, buffer, and together, and then understand streams. So these three events, buffer, and streams are very important concept, and mostly people don't dig into them. So, but trust me, they are very important, and that's like considered as a the advanced level of Node.js. So we understood events. Now what we would like to understand now is buffer, right? So in our normal scenario, what is buffer? Let's try to understand in a very layman language, right? For example, you have a YouTube, right? There's a movie which is being played. Let me make it a bit smaller, right? And there is a, let's say there is a video. This is a file, right? Let's say it's our Node.js series, right? It is being played, and you are watching it. You are watching it. Okay. So how does it actually work? So basically, the file is read from the server, right? It is being read from server, right? And then we have a small area, right? It is not read all at one go. It is read in chunks, right? So chunk 1, 2, 3, 4 all are stored here, right? And once this buffer is full, right, this is what we call it as buffer. Once this area is full, it is being displayed to you, right? So this area where things are coming and they are getting accumulated is nothing but buffer. So when you see in your normal YouTube video it is buffering, it means the chunks of data is being flown, right, from the server to the buffer, and buffer will only release to the next level if it is full, and then only the movie will play, right? So at a very high level now we understand what buffer is, right? But it is also important to understand how does our computer stores the data. That is very important, right? And for that to understand, we need to dig more into detail. Let me make it bit not small. Let me open another file. Okay, so now we understand what buffer is at a very high level, right? So basically the chunks of data which is being read from the file is stored temporarily somewhere, and then it is relayed to the server. YouTube is just an example, right? Now let's just try to understand how data is stored in buffer, right? So for example, not example, it's our computer. Okay, let me choose a pen first. So black color looks okay. So green, okay. Our computer, which is or laptop, desktop, anything, understand all it understand as 0 and 1, right? So that means every number is converted to base 2, right? For example, if there is number is 10, it will be converted to 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, or whatever is the base 2, or is representation in 0 and 1, right? But then our next question comes to us is, okay, we are able to handle numbers, right? But how do we handle characters, right? So characters also are converted into a number, right? Characters are also converted into a number, right? And this is, what do we call this thing as? Is this thing is called as uh, this thing is called as character set. Character set, which is, once you hear those, a sky and all, those are all character sets. Basically, representation of each character, small, less, big, in a number is a character set. So let me open a debugger and maybe try to find out how do we find a character set. For example, if I have to find for A, right, what is the char code? So all I need to do is give it like this. So 65 is the number, right? So if you so 65 is the representation for a character A, right? And similarly you can find for, how do you represent small a? 97, right? So this is how this value is being represented, right? So that means every character is now converted into a character set, and once it is converted to a character set, then it is basically, now because you have got the number, so you can convert it into 1 and 0 form, right? But for that also we have different formats, right? So different formats to convert a number. For example, now if for example if 10 is equal to 0 0 1 0, I'm just taking an example. Now for example, UTF-8 format, encoding format says I need 8 bits, right? So these individual things are known as bits. So what we will do is we'll apply 4 zeros as a prefix. So this thing which defines how do we encode this thing, how do we represent a number 8 or 10 in a certain format is known as encoding, which is like UTF-8 or whatever you want to see, right? Somebody can define its own format, that for my format 10 bits will represent a one number. So in that case you will add 2 more zeros, or 1 you want to add 1 or 0, whatever, right? So now why I explained you this is because normally this is what we use in our ABAP also when we read files. There is an encoding format. This is the reason why we have encoding format, right? And same as here, the binary data which is stored inside the buffer, this is how it is derived. The number is converted into a binary representation via our this base2 stuff, and then from there, based on whatever format you apply, right, this is where you have encoding format, and then based on it you will get a desired number in a desired format. And for characters you have character set. So I hope you understand in clarity what is character set, what is encoding, and what is buffer. So now let's log into the system and have a look at how do we create a buffer, how do we play with it. Okay, so we now understand that buffer is like a temporary memory where the incoming transient data is first stored, and once it reaches a certain level it goes to the next level. So let's now try to see how do we use it in our Node.js applications, right, in general. So I've created a new file, buffer.js, right, and let me close this now so that it looks great. So I will just say clear here. So let me run node moon on buffer.js. Okay, nothing is written, so maybe let me first write console log something like buffer start, so that you are able to see in console clearly how it works, right? And then we have buffer end, right? So nothing fancy, all looks okay, right? So now at least we can see what is happening. So the first thing which you need to do is basically let's declare our buffer. So buffer is available in existing node package only. You don't need to install any third-party package. So all you need to do is say buffer dot buffer method, which is good. Okay, let's create a buffer variable. So all I need to do is let my buffer, right, and I will say let this be of 8 size. So that's why you have a method named buffer.alloc, right? So all I have done is I have just given 8 bytes to my buffer. So if you now just console log my buffer, right, then you will see there is a 0 0 0 total 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, right? So total we have now 8, right? And if we just see how many, what is the length, like in array you have a length, here you also get a length, correct? Perfect, right? So this is one way of creating an empty buffer. Another way is you can use from, okay, and inside it you can pass an array also, you can pass a string also. For example, let's pass my node.js. So now the moment I change this to my node.js, its length become 9, right? And if I just console log my buffer, you will see now we have 9 bytes, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, right? And in fact, if these are all in an hexadecimal format, maybe we can if we want to see what is stored in your buffer, you can use this, and you can pass the encoding format which we discussed, right? So you can leave it blank, by default will take that. So you see this, it has my buffer, my node.js, right? Now another interaction is basically, let's just convert it into a JSON also. You can convert this data into a JSON, and let's see how does it look like. So JSON is nothing but an array of again 9 bytes, right? So but that means the 77 represent M and 121 represent Y. Maybe let's quickly check this. So I say console.log which character is the first one, my M dot char code at 0 77, yes, which is correct. Capital M represents 77. What does Y represent? 121. It is the same, right? So what I meant to say is, whatever you have written is the same as converted into an ASCII value and stored in a JSON format. Okay, so now we see that, okay, it is represented in the same way, right? So maybe let me just remove this, and let's go back to our string, right? And maybe I have it as my buffer once more. I just want to show you something, okay? So in string, this will look like my node.js, and in buffer, this is this representation. Let's try to see what representation it is, right? So we pass, for example, let's see how does it look in binary, right? So it looks the same almost. So let me add hexadecimal. Yeah, now you see that it looks like 4D, hexadecimal one, 4D, 79, 79, 20, 20. These all are same. So this is hexadecimal representation of this. So this is how it looks like, right? Now, like, let me just simply write UTF.8. Like you have, like you can slice those arrays, right? You can read partial part of it. The same way can happen here, right? So what you can do is you can say my format is UTF-8, but I want to read from 0, which is M, and next 5 characters. So all it prints is -, because there's a space, that is another character, and the rest 4, so it's 5. Or even if I say 0, 8, then it reads the partial way. Same like we do it in array, right? And in fact, if you want, you can rather than this, you can also do a kind of slice on it, like we do on array. Similarly, you can say 1.5, so it says it starts from Y, which is first one, and then it reads the next 5 character, which is till no, right? So that's how you can basically do different operation on it, and that's how how does this thing fits into our concept, right? Our concept of reading file. So if I look at this, so once the file is being read, right? So this area, this is where the data will come first, chunks of data, it will keep on coming. So that chunk will be stored in our buffer, this same buffer which Node.js has, and then once it reaches, it's get filled, then it will go to YouTube. Now these days we have very super fast connection, so that's why you don't see those bufferings. Otherwise, if you remember, there used to be a circle which was going around till the time it is buffered. So that's the basic idea behind what buffer is, how do we create a buffer, how do we use it, and how Node.js use it internally. So now in our next stream or episode, whatever you want to call it, we will try to cover streams, we'll bring in events as well as buffer, and finally create a stream of kind of a large file data and see how it works. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Bye bye.